we see lives liberated,
transform communities,
advancing God's kingdom.
So as I was reflecting on this event and what is the word that God has for us, what is the verse? And God gave to me Genesis 26:18. And as I read this verse, and it said, Isaac redug the wells of his father. And I thought about what that means for us as an army. And I believe for us to experience renewal and revival in the Salvation Army, we've got to go back and discover something of the passion that started our movement. I tell you, I don't want to be known only as a Salvation Army good for what we've done. I want to be known as a Salvation Army who is shaping the future because lives are being changed. But you know, if we're going to redig the wells, we've got to remove all of the obstacles. And for some of us, that may be apathy, it may be disobedience, it may be sin. We could go through a whole list of things. But for us to experience a great outpouring of God, the Holy Spirit, in His almighty and powerful way, we've got to remove the debris. And maybe that's you and I. That we've got to get down on our knees again and pray and seek His face and commit ourselves to Him and confess our sin to Him and say, Father, do it again. Do it again. So as I'm praying and asking God, what is it you want to say to us here? What is it? It's this verse. We've got to redig the wells. We've got to understand that for a nomadic tribe, water meant life and hope and security. It meant everything. Without it, they were nothing. And I believe God is saying to us, unless we have a desire for Him that it says it's all or nothing, we're not going to experience revival. And I said, Lord, what is it that we need to do? And I believe that God gave me the word obedience. You see, Max, you're right. I don't want to be part of a dry, stagnant army. Man, I want to be part of a dynamic, growing movement of God that is impacting society and changing lives, but it needs you to be a part of that. It can't just happen with the core officers, the leaders getting up and doing it. What a great message this morning that leads so nicely into this session about being armor bearers. Love that. Get the DVD on armor bearers. You will be challenged. God has got a great work in store, but He wants us to be obedient to Him. You see, we're not going to see revival in our communities. We're not going to see revivals in our core or centres until we experience it in our own hearts personally before God.